trying for years to tell her their secret. "How can I make a promise if I don't know what I'm promising?" "This is no time for logic, Puss," Judith said, concurring with Jacqueline. "Promise first. Jamie had to, and she doesn't even live here. But you do, and without the promise we'd end up worrying about you. You don't want that, do you?" Cheryl gave that a moment's thought before she shook her head. "I promise." Judith nudged Jacqueline to do the honors, and Jack didn't disappoint, saying boldly, "You've got a ghost for a neighbor. He lives next door." Cheryl burst into giggles, but stopped when she noticed Judy and Jack weren't laughing. Wide-eyed, she asked, "Really? You've seen it?" "About 5 years ago we did," Judith said. "Judy even spoke to it," Jacqueline added. "But Jack saw the light first, from this very window. So we just had to go have a look. We'd always thought that old house must be haunted, and we were right." Cheryl walked forward slowly and joined them at the window to take a quick peek at the old eyesore her parents had complained about more than once. She let out a relieved breath when she didn't see any light. She wasn't nearly as brave as her cousins were, but in the moonlight she could see a clear outline of the large old manor house that had fallen to ruin long before any of them were born. A big, dark, scary outline. With a shudder, she turned and hurried over to her brother for protection. "You didn't actually go inside that house, did you?" Cheryl asked. "Of course we did," Jack said. "But we've all been warned not to." "Only because it's dangerous with so many broken floorboards, crumbling walls, and a lot of the roof caved in. And cobwebs. There's cobwebs everywhere. It took Judy and me forever to get them out of our hair that night." Eyes flaring a little wider, Cheryl said, "I can't believe you actually went inside, and at night." "Well, how else were we to find out who was trespassing? We didn't know it was a ghost yet." "You should have just told my father you saw the light," Cheryl said. "But that's no fun," Jack pointed out. "Fun? You don't need to pretend to be so courageous just because your fathers are." When the two older girls started laughing, Cheryl said, "So you're just pulling my leg? I should have known." Jacqueline grinned at her. "Do you really think we'd keep the secret from you all these years just to pull your leg? You wanted to know, and now we're finally telling you. It was incredibly exciting." "And only a little frightening," Judith added. "And foolhardy," Cheryl insisted. Jack snorted. If we let things like that stop us, we'd have no fun at all. And we had weapons. I grabbed a shovel from the garden. And I took my scissors along," Judith added. Cheryl had always wished she was as brave as these two. Now she was glad she wasn't. They'd thought they'd find a vagrant, but they'd found a ghost instead. It was a wonder their hair hadn't turned white that night, but Judy's gold hair was still streaked with copper, not gray, and Jack was still as blonde as her father was. "We couldn't tell where the light was coming from when we stepped inside the house that night," Jack was saying. "So we split up." "I found him first," Judy said, continuing the story. "I'm not even sure which room he was in. I didn't notice the light until I opened a door, and there he was, floating in the middle of the room, and none too pleased to see me. I promptly told him he was trespassing. He told me I was the trespasser, that the house was his. I told him ghosts can't own houses. He just stretched his arm out, pointing behind me, and told me to get out. He was a bit harsh. He seemed to growl at me, so I did turn about to leave." "And that's when I arrived," Jack said, "only to see his back as he floated away. I asked him to wait, but he didn't. He just bellowed, 'Get out, both of you!' so loud it shook the rafters, or what's left of them. We did. Ran right out of there. But we were only halfway back to the mansion when we realized he couldn't really hurt us, and we were missing the opportunity to help him move on. So we went back and searched every